The sun rose over the rugged peaks of the Mountain of Echoes, casting a golden hue across the snow-covered landscape. It was a breathtakingly beautiful day, the kind that beckons adventurers to embrace the challenge of the climb. Alex Morgan, an experienced mountaineer with a reputation for conquering some of the most formidable peaks in the world, stood at the base of the mountain, surveying the path ahead. His breath hung in the crisp air, and his eyes, sharp and focused, took in every detail of the looming ascent. Alex's team, a diverse group of climbers, gathered around him, each with their own motivations for undertaking this daunting expedition. Among them was Sarah, a passionate mountaineer eager to test her limits, David, a seasoned climber with a penchant for technical routes, and Emma, a former competitive athlete looking for a new challenge. The excitement among the group was palpable as they prepared for the journey. The base camp buzzed with activity as climbers adjusted their gear, checked their supplies, and reviewed their climbing plans. The camaraderie among the group was evident in their shared jokes and laughter, a stark contrast to the serious nature of the climb ahead. Alex, though typically reserved, exuded a quiet confidence that reassured his team. His reputation as a skilled and level-headed leader had earned him the respect and trust of everyone present. As the team began their ascent, the early stages of the climb were relatively straightforward. The path was clear, and the weather remained favorable. The mountain, though imposing, offered a manageable challenge at this stage. Alex and his team navigated rocky trails and icy patches with practiced ease. Each climber's movements were precise and deliberate, a testament to their preparation and experience. The air grew colder as they climbed higher, and the snow underfoot became thicker. The group stopped periodically to rest and hydrate, their conversations punctuated by the sound of crunching snow and the distant call of alpine wildlife. The sense of adventure was intoxicating, and the climbers fed off each other's enthusiasm. Alex kept a close eye on the weather, aware that conditions on the mountain could change rapidly. The sky was still clear, but the distant clouds hinted at a potential shift in the weather. His experience told him to be cautious, even though the forecast had predicted favorable conditions. He made sure the group remained focused and paced themselves, avoiding unnecessary fatigue. As they approached a particularly challenging section of the climb, a steep, icy incline, the group's pace slowed. The ascent required careful maneuvering and teamwork, with climbers helping each other over difficult patches. Alex's leadership shone through as he offered guidance and encouragement, ensuring that each member of the team felt supported and confident. The physical exertion began to take its toll, and the climbers took more frequent breaks. They huddled together for warmth, exchanging stories and sharing snacks. Despite the growing fatigue, the team's morale remained high. The sense of achievement at each completed section of the climb fueled their determination. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the snow, Alex decided it was time to make camp for the night. The group set up their tents and prepared a meal, the warmth of the campfire providing a welcome relief from the cold. They shared their reflections on the day's climb, their faces illuminated by the flickering light. Alex, ever the thoughtful leader, took a moment to review the next day's route and ensure that everyone was well prepared. He checked the weather reports and made adjustments to their plans as needed. The mountain, though beautiful, was a formidable challenge, and Alex knew that their success depended on careful planning and adaptability. As night fell, the temperature dropped significantly, and the team huddled in their sleeping bags, grateful for the warmth of their gear. The sound of the wind howling outside served as a reminder of the mountain's unpredictable nature. Despite the harsh conditions, the climbers fell asleep with dreams of reaching the summit and achieving their goal. As the climbers ascended the Mountain of Echoes, the weather conditions deteriorated rapidly. What had started as a promising day soon turned into a fierce snowstorm, with winds howling and snowflakes swirling in a chaotic dance. The once manageable climb transformed into a grueling battle against nature's fury. Alex Morgan, ever vigilant, noticed the change in weather with increasing concern. The storm had intensified so quickly that visibility dropped to near zero. The team, now struggling to see even a few feet ahead, faced an urgent need to reassess their position and strategy. The narrow ledge they were on had become a hazardous ice field, and the steep incline now posed a significant threat. The group was no longer simply climbing, they were fighting for their survival. Each step became a challenge as the snow accumulated, turning the path into a slippery, perilous slope. The climbers' progress slowed to a crawl, their movements cautious and deliberate as they navigated the treacherous conditions. The cold bit into their skin. With the storm showing no signs of letting up, Alex made the critical decision to find shelter. The team's safety depended on their ability to survive the storm, and continuing up the mountain in these conditions was no longer a viable option. Alex knew that turning back was the best choice to ensure their survival. However, retracing their steps was no easy task. The storm had obscured the path they had taken earlier, making it nearly impossible to navigate. After assessing their surroundings, Alex led the group to a small cave he had identified during the earlier part of the climb. The cave, though cramped, offered protection from the storm's relentless assault. The climbers squeezed into the shelter, their faces showing signs of exhaustion and anxiety. The cave provided a temporary reprieve, but the reality of their situation was stark. They were stranded, with limited supplies and no clear way to gauge when the storm would subside. Inside the cave, the group huddled together for warmth. They used their remaining resources sparingly, rationing their food and water while trying to stay warm. The storm outside continued to rage, with the howling wind and the sound of snow hitting the cave's entrance, serving as a constant reminder of their precarious situation. Alex's leadership was crucial in this dire moment. He kept the group's spirits up with encouraging words and ensured that everyone remained focused on their survival. He used his experience to maintain order and prevent panic, which was essential in keeping the group's morale high despite the harsh conditions. As the storm persisted, the climbers in the cave faced a grueling night. The cold was biting, and the limited food supplies were running low. Despite the adversity, Alex's leadership and the team's collective resilience helped them endure. They took turns keeping watch and providing reassurance to one another, their sense of camaraderie strengthening in the face of the storm's relentless assault. Back at base camp, the situation was becoming increasingly urgent. The rescue teams, aware of the missing climbers, began their search and rescue operation. The blizzard presented a significant challenge, with visibility near zero and the harsh conditions making navigation difficult. The rescuers, well-trained and determined, equipped with advanced search technology and guided by the last known coordinates of the climbers, the rescue teams embarked on their perilous mission. They battled through the blizzard, using their expertise and knowledge of the mountain to guide their efforts. The search was arduous and fraught with danger, but the rescuers were driven by the hope of finding the stranded climbers. After hours of grueling work, the rescue teams finally located the cave where Alex and his team had taken refuge. The sight of the rescuers was a beacon of hope for the exhausted climbers. The rescuers quickly assessed the situation, providing the climbers with much-needed warmth, food, and medical care. The relief was palpable as the climbers were guided out of the cave and onto the rescue team's waiting vehicles. The rescue operation was hailed as a remarkable success, with the climbers safely brought down from the mountain despite the formidable challenges. The teamwork and bravery of both the climbers and the rescuers were celebrated, highlighting the extraordinary lengths people can go to in the face of adversity. Alex and his team's story became a powerful testament to human courage and resilience. The ordeal had tested their limits, but their determination and the swift actions of the rescue teams turned a potentially tragic situation into a story of survival and hope. The experience left an indelible mark on everyone involved, serving as a reminder of the strength of the human spirit in overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles.